How are you? Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. It's Melody Kashumba. I am so blessed to be able to come live with you today. Um, as we all know, children are home. So I do apologize in advance if you hear any sounds in the background, but I am so excited to be able to come live with you today because I try to come on every Sunday as much as possible so I can serve you. My name is Melody Kashumba and I am a Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I want to welcome you to our platform where we kind of grow together, especially in this season. I think we can all agree we're growing together. I serve women who are tired of perpetual cycles of pain and want to take control of their lives and want to stand on their pain and move into their place of purpose. I serve women who are ready to operate at their highest self. I myself was born in Zimbabwe, Africa, to a middle income family. We had times where we had plenty and we had times where we didn't have enough. But I was raised by parents who made us all believe that we could be whatever we wanted. And that as long as our mindset knew where we were going, we could achieve it. So I came from Africa at a very young age and started in this country as a dishwasher and made it where today I am now a Pain to Purpose Accelerator. And I also hold a master's degree in nursing, and I serve humanity in my nursing field, which I absolutely love, as well as serving women. I wanted to hop on today and kind of support you with 5 ways to embrace transformation that we are all going through in this season that we are. We can all agree that we have a lot of pain. We're experiencing a lot of unease and uncertainty. And this is like real-time education that we're going to be having because we're in a place of pain, but we need to move into a place of purpose. Welcome, Lorraine, all the way from South Africa. I am so excited you could join. I had just finished introducing myself, that I'm Melody Kashumba, your Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I serve women move from pain to purpose. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 ways to embrace the transformation that we're going through in this season to position us for a bigger, better version of ourselves. Now, I want to try to serve you today. Hey, how are you? And I'm serving you in a capacity of us going through this pain together, us going through a period of unease together. I am a nurse on the front lines serving humanity. I don't get to stay home. I get to be out in the trenches and serve humanity. But the tools that I've always been talking about on Pain to Purpose Accelerated, the page, the tools that I've always used for my life that brought me from Africa, from a family that would not have been able to afford to bring me from Africa, brought me to America using the same tools. Those are the same tools that I am going to be going through to equip us during this season so we can sustain ourselves through this painful uneasy period so that we can be better equipped when we get to the other side, because we're going to the other side. Hey, how are you? Thank you. It's good to be here. So I'm so excited you could join. I am so excited you could join. And what we're going to go through is going to serve us all because we are all in this together. So one of the things that I want to highlight is the fact that everything that's going on right now has everyone in a state that we're not familiar with. So having been in this, now that we're in this state of pain and unease, we have a decision to make. We're either going to move through and come out on top, or we're going to fold and come out on the bottom. Now, I don't know about you, but I am going to evolve and come out on top because this too will pass, right? So with our 5 ways to embrace pain, to embrace the transformation you're going through in this season, One of the things, hey, my sister from South Africa. I have two of my very favorite people in the whole world. Well, I have a lot of favorite people in South Africa. But Tarisai Carol, thank you for joining. My sister from South Africa. I was just introducing myself and saying I'm Melody, Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I help women move from a place of pain to purpose. And I was also talking about how we are all globally going through a painful, uneasy state. And I don't know about you, but we can either choose to go through it and come out on top, or we can choose to fold and come out on the bottom. I don't know about you, but I know I am going to arise above our situation and come out on top. So one of the first things we need to do is identify the pain and discomfort that we're going through. So number one is, what is the pain we're going through right now? We have the coronavirus that is affecting all continents, all countries. The pain that's associated with coronavirus is fear, right? On the news, they talk about the coronavirus. Everywhere we turn around, they're talking about it. And if we're not careful, we're going to go into a fearful place. Now, I'm a nurse working on the front lines, and fear is not even an option for me because I have to show up and I have to show up ready. And I have patients that rely on me to take care of them. So I don't give myself the option for fear. I give myself only one option, which is faith. Faith that we will go through this. Faith that what am I supposed to do to protect myself? We've been told what we're supposed to do to protect ourselves. So we do those things. And when we do those things, then we're empowered knowing we will come out on the other side. So we have to identify the pain. What we're experiencing is fear, is discomfort, and uncertainty. Then we have to make a decision to change out that perception now. If it's a perception, if it's a feeling, perception that doesn't serve you, if you want to stand on your pain, you have to make a decision to not make it a part of you. So you have to make a decision to change now. If you're fearful, you have to make a decision to change now to faith. If you're uncertain, you have to make a decision right now to get information. You cannot be on the fence with this. You have to make a decision as you go through this transformation. Now, I posted on the page earlier on this week that transformation, that's where trans is we're going through. Formation is the new you. So can you see how when you make a decision that I may be experiencing fear and I'm going to make a decision to have faith, you begin the process of moving from where you are into the highest version of yourself. That is where you start forming into that person that you're going to become. Now, I've always talked about my story of pain where, we grew up, we didn't have a lot, but it was painful. And it's that pain that stretched me. So now, ladies, I want to bring this to you right now to say, this period that we are, if we embrace it, get information, and we choose to have faith, we're going to stretch so much and build capacity in this season that when we come out, we're going to be bigger and better versions of ourselves than we've ever known. We are storing such resting potential and capacity in us in this season if we choose to use it as a season of growth as opposed to us letting the season defeat us in fear. If we choose to use this season as a season of growth, we will come out bigger, higher versions of ourselves that the world will never have seen, that people would not have known. And we will be more empowered to do great exploits at the end when this is all done. So number one was identify your pain or discomfort. Number two was make a decision to change now. Number three was build your capacity in this season. We are being told stay home in Africa, in Zimbabwe. I know they're starting to do the shutdown. I know in South Africa, I'm not caught up with South Africa what you're doing, but I know in America we have areas that have done that. So that means that you now have all this time that you have to build your capacity. What do I mean by build your capacity? There are talents that you have that you've never had time to pursue. We're always working. We're always serving other people. We're always doing for others. others. But this is the time, women. It is the time for us to build our capacity. It is the time for you to take that online course. I know, Lorraine, you're enrolled in university in South Africa, and you take online classes. This is the time to get more classes done than you ever imagined, because you have that time that you're alone, that you're at home. This is the time to take that extra class that you always thought about online. This is the time, if you're a person who could sew but you never had time, this is the time that you can sew and make dresses and make outfits and design the clothes that you have always wanted to do. I know there are women that writers, right? This is the time. If you're a writer, this is the time to begin to write your book, to begin to edit your book, to begin to grow that book. You know, you wanted to figure out what you want for your life. You wanted goals. This is the time for you to have time to think about the things that you wanted to do and actually take the steps. I like YouTube because I think it's a good resource, right? I just decided I want to budget better, right? So I'm following a lady on YouTube who I really, really love. And I'm following her, and she walks you through how to budget, how to set up your budget, and how to prioritize, and how to do grocery shopping. And I'm telling you, just by following that lady on YouTube for free, I'm learning how to budget, how to save money, how not to spend more than I have. And I can actually begin to see the savings, but I've never had that amount of time. So what am I saying? I am saying, yes, my sister, absolutely. So what am I saying? I am saying this is the time. If you choose to stand up in faith, and you don't let fear take you down, this is the time to begin to do the things that you've always wanted to do. It's the time to set up systems in your home that you will see returns. It is the time for you to actually plot how your future and your family's future is going to be in terms of things that build you. Hi, Chrissy. I'm so excited to see you. My sales lady extraordinaire. I was just introducing myself. I introduced myself as because I'm Melody, Pain to Purpose Accelerator, and I serve women who are ready to stand on their pain and move into that next version of themselves, bigger and higher version. Today, I'm talking about the 5 ways to embrace the transformation we're going through in this season of pain and unease, and be positioned, and be positioned for a bigger, better version of ourselves. And Chrissy, what I was saying was, we're going through a season where this is not familiar to all of us, you know, and I am in healthcare. I'm on the front lines. Fear is not an option. I have to use faith in order to serve humanity. Fear is not an option for me. So the tools that we've been discussing on this page are the same tools that I am equipping myself with and walking through this season in faith and not in fear. And the steps I talked about how we've always talked about how pain builds capacity. Well, guess what? We're in a season where the whole world is feeling it. So we are stretching and we are building capacity, and we are going to places we've never been, experiencing things we've never experienced. But that's not so much a bad thing, because if we set our mind right, we can set ourselves up to stand on that pain and come out bigger and better, higher versions of ourselves. So the first step I talked about was identify the pain or discomfort. For most people, it's fear, right? And then make a decision to change that now. We cannot flirt with fear. We have to make a decision to change that now, to say, I was not given a spirit of fear, but of power and a sound mind. And that is biblical. I was given a spirit of power and a sound mind. And I'm walking through my life with power and a sound mind. And I'm a registered nurse on the front lines, but I am walking in with power and a sound mind, and that's it, right? And then the third point was build your capacity. We have a lot of time on our hands right now to take an online course, to learn a new trade, to learn a new strategy to save money. I took up a strategy budgeting, and I'm learning how to budget, and I'm learning how to think about how to grocery shop, and I've already started seeing the returns from that. So, and YouTube is free. I don't have to pay for YouTube, but I am actually using this time to build my capacity in the things that I know I want to build my capacity. I'm also using this time to build my capacity with organization. I want to organize systems in my house. So I am taking this time to educate myself in how to build systems in my house, in my home, for my children, so that I can have efficient systems, because we have more time on our hands. So this time I am actually stimulated to grow. I'm stimulating growth. It's the pain we're in is actually a catalyst for me right now, because the things I've always wanted to do, now I find time when I'm not at work. I am finding the time to actually do those things and build my capacity. So you know, ladies, what you love to do. You know the gifts you have. You know what you've been putting on the shelf and saying, I shall find time for it. Guess what? Now is the time for you to be able to do those things. Now is the time for you to take time to invest in yourself. Now is the time for you to decide, you know what? I always love to sew. Let me start sewing again. I always love to crochet. Let me start crocheting again. You know, whatever it is, I want to start a YouTube channel. Well, let me start now, because now is the time for us to be able to do that. The fourth point is take inventory of your progress every day. Now, for us to just say, I want to learn budget. So like for me, I'm sorry about that. I had it cut off for a little bit. But for me, I'm saying I want to take budgeting right now, right? I'm learning how to budget. I'm learning how to organize the systems in my house. But every day I have to take inventory so that I stay on track. Whatever we do, take inventory every day. And if it's something that you're trying to do that you don't like, then that's not working well for you, take it off. Only focus on the things where you actually are engaged, making progress. Take inventory every day and see your growth. And what's going to happen is you may actually get to a point where you've mastered whatever it is you're doing. So you actually take it away from the things that you're mastering and you look for something else. This is the time for us to build capacity, ladies. This is the time for us to build capacity, get the knowledge, get the direction of what it is that who we are. It's the time for iron to sharpen iron, right? It's the time for us to align ourselves with people that are high-minded and that are going where we're going. And when all this is said and done, you will be a bigger, better version of yourself that the world never knew coming. This is the time for us to build ourselves. This is the time for us to